All right, man. What's up? How we doing? Good afternoon. Good to see everybody. All right. All right, man. We've got some work to do. You got bar 46 closing up here in a minute 53. See if we can get something done here. Ed, News, Born Trader, Richard, how we doing? Manuel, Gamma, how are we? All right. So bar 46 here, ATR is 42. 46 looking relatively reasonable. Of course, you know, it's very early to start making this argument, but you could start making this guy a couple different ways. So we got to consider that, but ATR is better than it has been this time of day, basically all of last week, which is tremendous. So, about 60 seconds out-ish. Let's see if we can get something done. Carzan, Bartlett, how we doing? All right. All right, 33 seconds out. Now, range on 46, something to consider. We're just above the ATR. It's not a big deal. ATR 43, range on this mid-50s. Of course, again, risk of this turning into a trading range, sure, but it's extraordinarily early to be scared of that. We don't even have a second rejection quite yet. So 10 seconds out, I'll get my copier engaged, toss out a stop limit buy, get it up out of the way, bring it down, place him for the rollover, and see if the bulls want to take it, man. I'll give that about 20, 25 seconds-ish. No takers yet. There it is. All right, the bulls will take it. Suck my risk up. 39 is where I need him. Get that up out of the way. All right, now we see if that turns into a trading range or if the bulls can get some work done. Not going to expect that to happen so quickly, by the way. That would be a big ask to make out of the market to expect that to occur in one bar, though we would like it to. All right. Well, how we doing, guys? All right, ATR sitting at 40. It's nothing, bulls. Got a lot more work to do than that, man. Holding on to the 40s here as far as ATR is concerned. All right, there's the rollover into bar 48. Not too much happening on 47. All right, bulls. Putting me to bed here, my man. Let's go. Bar 48 rolling over into 49. A whole bunch of nothing going on 47 and 48, man. Good grief. Come on now, bulls. Somebody, anybody. All right, big bar 50. Oh, goodness. Well, you know, that ATR is coming down real quick. I don't like to see that, to be honest. I mean, the volatility, right? We're back down to 35. Peaked out around 62 here, bar 34. Let's see if those bulls can step back in. Finish the job. Randy, what's up, buddy? How we doing? All right. We are 36 seconds here till Big Bar 50 rolls over to the open of 51. Man, trades like this, they'll just bore you to tears, won't they? There you go, bulls. All right, there's the rollover. See if they can step in, finish up. Okay, ATR is down to about 33, 34. Coming down relatively quickly. Bulls trying to step in here. They're going to have to do a hell of a lot more than that. We're about a minute out here from the close up of bar 51. All right. 52. Opening up. Man. You want to know the one thing that I feel, I'll say, the most lied to about the life of a day trader, right? You know, it's not the money. That's obviously there. It's not the lifestyle of getting to choose when you do your thing, especially in the futures market, man. I mean, that's there, 23.5. It's the sitting and waiting. You enter a trade and the market dies for 45 minutes. The ATR is, 52 when you enter, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 19, and the market's gone sideways for 32 minutes. It's part of it, man. This is part of the game. You want to be a day trader, huh? This is part of the game, man. This is the job. Not always, but sometimes. All right, 53. I'm sorry, 52 closing up, opening up into 53. ATR is going to dip beneath 30. So ATR is down to 29. It was about 44 when we entered this trade. It's all right. It's all right. See if the bulls can step in, do their job. All right, bulls, that's not too bad, man. Let's keep that pushing. Nico, if I buy an Apex account with code BIG and pass the eval, no, you're thinking about TakeProfitTrader. TakeProfitTrader is 40% off when you use code BIG off the rip. And then when you pass the test, there's an activation fee of $130. When you use code BIG, it's free. You don't pay the $130 when you pass. Apex, when you use code BIG, it is, at both of them, it's the best deal they have. Apex right now is 90% off and single day pass. That is the deal, which by the way ends tomorrow, big dog. So all you guys who've been talking shit saying I'm going to get 15, 20 accounts and you currently have one funded and you're horrified to spend money, I don't know what to tell you, big man. It's time to scale, my guy. You got one day until that deal. I don't know what's going to be next, by the way. I don't know. They might go stagnant for a little while. We never know. All right, bar 54 opening up. Back to break even here on the trade. Question, Nico, when you're in a trade and ATR, that's average true range, volatility is falling, will you still usually target 1 ATR? Well, first of all, 1 ATR is not necessarily my default all the time. Okay, but let's assume that I was planning to target 1 ATR to answer the question. They say, I find that many trades I take, I end up with reward to risk of less than 1 as ATR when I entered the trade was bigger than when I exit. That's particularly true midday. If you get kind of a midday push and then you enter, sometimes ATR will fall. The way that I approach, first of all, this is extremely nuanced. When you enter a trade and then volatility falls, everyone deals with this. Okay, and most people end up breaking their rules and fucking falling apart and not even hitting break even. I get super nuanced with this in the tomb where it's necessary to do so. In a nutshell, the way that I approach it is I do the absolute best I can based on the nuance and discretion at hand. Okay, if that requires turning it into a 1R trade to make sure the math makes sense, if the market allows for that, meaning the nuance, then we can do that. Okay, but sometimes the ATR will fall a little bit, and it still makes sense to use that as your target if that was initially your target. Now, what I would never do is if you enter the trade treating it like a swing and your R is, let's say, 75 points, and let's say ATR when you enter is 41, and you're targeting 1R, and ATR falls off a cliff and now it's at 15, and you still have plenty of time left in the day, right? You have not hit your volatility-based stop, etc. And then you just take it at like 7 points, and you're like, oh, a half ATR scalp. You can't go backwards like that. You can't work backwards. You're fucking up the math. Well, come on now, bulls. ATR is sitting 29. It's all right. See if we can juice this up a little bit. Oh, you bulls. Let's get some volatility going. Patience. You guys, patience. Well, go on now, bulls. Patience is something I'm starting to lose, homeboy. Let's go. ATR 2728. Not too bad. So, you know, for me on this trade, you guys, I'm going to shoot for a full R. Just because, you know, that ATR was 44 when I entered. And I'm okay if this trade wants to take a little bit of time. I'm cool with it. And, you know, a full R is only 55-ish points anyway. As ATR comes in, you know, I'm totally fine. There's nothing in the way. There's nothing contextually that breaks turning this into a full R trade at all. So that's my target, about 55-ish points. Which, you know, I'm cool with. All right, 20 seconds out, by the way, here. Until the close of Big Bar 55. Now, what I do need to do is zoom in and see how this guy closes up. Stop currently at 39. Here comes the rollover of 55. All right, going to close above the wick high of 47. Let's see if it takes out the wick high of 55 within the first, like, 25, 30-ish seconds. Probably 25 seconds. 15 more seconds. Five seconds. and it will not take out the wick high of 55, which means I gotta leave it as is. No stop movement for me. Alright, so we'll watch 56 here, by the way. See how that closes up. 4 minutes here on 56. All right, ATR sitting about 27. Get a little speed coming on in. Oh, you bears, don't you dare range this thing. Now look, there's always a counter argument, right, on every single trade. Right now, that counter argument would be this kind of, you know, midway point-ish, turns into a more of a sideways range, and I end up stuck in this thing for longer than we've already been kind of, I don't want to say stuck. Because what did I say when we first entered? I said, you know, you can't expect this trade to play out in a single bar on the averages, right? Top 40 says, y'all hate taking profits. Yeah, you're right, man. I'll tell you what, if I take profit right now, do I end up like you? In which case, I'll keep doing what I do, big dog. Oh, you bulls. Oh, you bulls. Some of you guys are so easy to get worked up, man. It's too easy. It's too easy. Nathan says, I think I'm up to over 200 accounts at Apex with code BIG. Nathan, aren't you the one who the other day said that you had spent, what, like 4,000 on evals in a month, but you made like 35K? So I think, was that you? If that was you, I think you're okay. See, some of you guys, I don't think you get it, man. Which boggles my mind. A lot of you do, at least if you're here, you do. But some people, man, they don't get it. They don't understand the basic math of ROI. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it might have been gains. I don't remember. We got too many people in here making a bunch of fucking money every month. Can't keep track. All right, 57 rolling over into 58. I just don't want to see this guy turn into a range. If it does, man, so be it. But that's obviously the counter argument here. So we'll keep an eye out. You know, Nathan, if you're break even on your prop trading, you're 80% of the way there. It feels like you're about halfway there, right? Nah, that's like 80% of the way there. Because if you're able to break even, you know, then that at least goes to show that you're able to cover expenses while trading with commissions, fees, and spreads, right? Which means all else held equal, you're actually gross profitable. Okay, now net, you're break even. But there's spreads, commissions, and fees, you understand? So you're more like 80% of the way there. You probably think, I just have to get a little bit better. Most likely the truth is if you're break even, you just have to remove a few more of the shit. The bad stuff. The setups that you take when you're bored. The stuff that you're cutting early, booking early, and the stop losses that you're moving. Stuff like that. You know, you probably still have a few of those here and there. You remove those, all of a sudden you're making money. Mario, Javaz, Big Dogs. How we doing? All right, Bulls, you bunch of babies. Trevor bought 2 more evals today using code BIG. Hey, Big Trev, Apex or TakeProfitTrader? Or was it My Funded Futures? Yeah, Yeah, Apex. Yeah, again, hey, Apex code big, 90% off. Single day pass. That ends tomorrow, as far as we know. Minute 22 out, by the way, until 58 rolls over into 59. Starting to look a little bit rangy. I don't love to see it. Nathan says, one bad trade day cost me 400 in account. I get pissed and average down instead of cutting it. Yeah, see, look, that's the problem, dude. There's issues. Look, I've gone on and on and on about averaging in two trades. There's a time and a place, and if you choose to scalp that way long term, at some point you've earned the leash to do so, even within RAM, believe it or not. Some of you guys can't believe that shit, because you're like, well, RAM is just a setup. You got a lot to learn, my guy. But I mean that in the best way possible, dude. I want you to win so fucking bad, you have no idea. All right, by the way, 58 rolling over into 59. But when you're averaging into trades that it doesn't make sense to average into because you're not scalping in a range and you don't really have a predetermined place to cut it and you don't have, you know, a thought process behind it, you're kind of just averaging in because you're fucking mad. What's happening to the edge on those trades? It's squeezing until it gets down to break even, if not negative expected value. And now you have bigger size than you would on a normal positive expected value trade. How the hell could you ever expect to be positive expected value on the average? You can't. Mathematically, that makes no sense. So most of you guys, man, if you're sitting like break even in your trading and you don't really know how to push it, I'm telling you the answer. Take it or don't. The answer is not, well, I just need to get a little bit better, or I need to have one lucky trade this month and I'll make money. No. You need to remove the garbage that's squeezing your actual positive expected value trading into negative. All it takes, by the way, is a day. One day in a month can flip you completely negative if you have, you know, let's say you typically take, 20 contracts across all your accounts, and all of a sudden you end up with a 100 contract position in a trade that has negative expected value that you shouldn't even be in anymore with 20, and here you are sitting counter trend with 100 because you averaged in because you're pissed. You get rid of that, even one day a month, especially if you're doing it multiple days a week, and all of a sudden you could be doing this for a living. That's the truth, man. I know it's hard to believe. I'm telling you, it's the truth. All right, ATR, by the way, down to 25. All right, minute 12 out, by the way. Till the rollover 59. Let's see if the bears want to take out the wick low 46. Bar 60. $59 closing pretty close to its midpoint. All right, Bears, what you got, man? All right, cut it. Let my copier flatten up here, and I gotta watch 60, man. 250 out. Let's see what we end up with. Okay, now, this guy up here, I mean, it never, like, really turned into a hard trading range. But that, of course, is an argument. So bar 6, you could say, would be the first, maybe second, depending how you draw. Probably more like the first. Bar to close outside of that. So keep an eye on 60. And see if I can short it 2 minutes out. And, of course, if I do, and then the, bulls take it back up into this sideways range, ideally, that would be showing itself in this wick before 60 closes up. So let's see how, 60 closes up. If it closes up nice and clean, then I got to slap out a stop limit. But ATR is low, man. We're down to 27. You see those bulls stepping in right away. Feels like they see a range. Come on, bears. A range right about now is worst case scenario because that's going to kill volatility even more than it's already died. "30 seconds here. All right, there's the rollover. All right, give me 2 minutes. Be right back. All right, what's up? Big 62. ATR sitting 25.26. All right, let's see this market crash about 800 points. Let's get something moving, man. I want to see some emotion out of this market. All right. 90 seconds, Bears. Tank this thing. I want to see tears, homeboy. I'm sick of it. ATR 26. Let's see fucking 600 on the ATR. Then we'll talk, big man. All right, let's tank this son of a gun. 60 seconds out. All right, there's the rollover into 63. platform. For Apex, I use Ninja Trader, and I connect via Rhythmic for Apex. And then for every other prop, I also use Ninja Trader, of course, and I connect via Tradeovate. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Three minutes till the close of 63. Okay, so we've got 63 coming in, attempting to close beneath the wick low of 62. I don't even need it necessarily to close beneath the wick low of 60, though I would prefer if it could. But it doesn't have to, especially in this lower volatility environment. Oh, baby. 32 seconds. 63 is trying to do it to him. Fucking right, Bears. Crash this son of a gun. ATR sitting 27. 11 seconds out. Stop limit sell. Out and copier engaged. Place him, roll over, take it. Short that thing to the fucking ground. Go, Bears, do it to him. I'm sick. I'm sick of low volatility. I said I want to see tears, my man. Preferably not my own. Let's do it, Bears. Go. All right, minute 35 here. Till the rollover, a big bar 64. Bull's trying to enter a little trading range here. Again, man, a trading range here this afternoon. Just about worst case scenario for every reason. See if the bears can step in and fade that son of a gun. It's about enough, bulls. There's the open of 65. Headline? We just get a little headline? I think we may have. Keep an eye on the news here. All right, Bears. What was the agreement we had? What was it with the Bears? About 800 points downside? I think that was about it. I feel like that's pretty reasonable, right? Let's get a little dump here, man. All right, there's the close up of bar 65 into the open of bar 66. No trading range. Good lord, you bulls, man. Single bar sideways range. You hate to see it. ATR is holding on to 27. Alright, see if the bulls can take out the wick high of 63. Alright, cut it. Cut that guy there! Oh man. Range, range, range! Copier will flatten the accounts that left ghost orders out, and we move on. with a big sideways range afternoon. 25 seconds out here to the close of bar 66. See this? 63, 64, 65, 66, single bar sideways range. At this point, market doesn't know what the fuck it wants. So we gotta let it figure that out. We got Trump speaking right now, correct? Small businesses. Yeah, small business summit. All right. I don't know, probably not too much. It's going to impact the market there, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to pull it out. You give me a few minutes. I'll be right back, man. Watch this thing fucking move 200 points. That's what we need right now. Let's get that ATR up to 66, 26, man. Come on. Wake me up in the 60s. Be back in a couple. Don't you go anywhere, big dog. What's up? Welcome back, my man. Let's go. We got bar 70. Trying to do some work here. ATR 26. And, you know, we got to keep an eye on this because we've had kind of I mean, let's call it what it is. It's been a little bit of a weird couple of hours here. You know, realistically, I think we're looking at that. Ideally, we can kind of break out of that here and have a different look. Something a little cleaner to pay attention to. But obviously, you know, when you get a sideways range, that takes a while, a few hours to even develop at all. You know, it can take some time to get out. We got about, what, half an hour until the 3:50 Eastern algorithm. So let's see what we get here over these next few bars. All right, bar 71. Let's see how this one closes up. Bar 71 is actually kind of interesting here. minute 55. ATR sitting 25, 26-ish. "28 seconds, good goodness." 71, man, a whole bunch of nothing. Whole bunch of nothing. We're in a big trading range. The only hope here is that ATR is not, tanking down into the teens, but I'll tell you what. Guys, reminder here, 90% off at Apex, single day pass, code BIG, B-I-G, ends tomorrow. Okay, go hit it. Go hit it. I want to see 20 fundeds in the chat by, we'll call it Wednesday. All right, you hear me? All right, guys, a little bit of action here. Basically a trading range. I don't know. We'll see if we get some here in the next 20-ish minutes before the 350 algo. Watch out for that. I prefer to be flat during that algorithm if I can help it. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Have a good one.